So today we discussed regarding the structure of IGBT. I have told earlier that the IGBT is divided into three different regions. One is body regions, second one is drift region, third one is injection layer. Then static VI characteristics of IGBT. The figure below shows the static VI characteristics of an N-channel IGBT along with a circuit diagram which the parameters marked. This one shows the circuit diagram of IGBT insulated gate bipolar transistors. Here this one shows the IGBT connected here, and the collector C is the collector terminal, E is the emitter terminal, and B is the base terminals marked here. And RC is the resistances corresponds to the collector terminal, RS is the source resistance, and E is the emitter, VC is the voltage across collector and emitter terminals, VCC is the input voltage or supply voltage, and IC is the current, collector current, and then RS is the resistances, that is source resistances, and VG is the external voltage or gate voltage given to the gate terminal base and emitter terminals of IGBT. This one shows the circuit diagram of the IGBT in which the emitter terminal is ground. Then figure 2 shows the static VI characteristics curve of IGBT. This curve is drawn between collector current IC versus collector emitter voltage VCE. So that this one is see that here the VGE1 less than VGE2 less than VGE3 up to VGE4 we are giving the increasing the voltage between VBE. Whenever increasing the gate and emitter voltage, increasing more and more, then more and more amount of the gate current injected into the base terminals. And in that case, if this process will be continued, then the corresponding points we are measuring the voltage. So at this point the voltage suppose is your VGE1, that is voltage corresponds to the gate and emitter terminal, and this one is voltage correspond to the gate and emitter terminals. This one the voltage corresponds to the gate and emitter terminal at the instant of T3, and this one is the gate to emitter voltage at the instant of T4. So we are measuring the voltage at the instant 1, 2, 3, 4. In this way we are measuring the voltages of gate to emitter voltage in different instants. All the cases we can see that here the width remains same, and this will be line parallel to the collector current IC axis. So depending upon the variation of the gate to emitter voltage, we are getting different segments, different points, different magnitude of the collector current. Then static VI characteristics of IGBT. The graph is similar to the BJT except that the parameter switch is kept constant for a plot is VGE. VG means gate to emitter voltage, because IGBT is a voltage control device unlike BJT which is a current control device. When the device is in off mode, VCE is positive and VGE is less than VGET, where VG is the gate to emitter voltage and VG is the gate to emitter threshold voltage, and the reverse voltage is plugged by J2 junction J2. When it is reverse biased, that is VCE collector emitter voltage is negative, junction J1 block the voltage. Figure shows now is discussed regarding the transfer characteristics of IGBT. So the figure below shows the transfer characteristics of IGBT, which is exactly same as the power MOSFET. The IGBT is in on state only after VGE is greater than a threshold value VGET. Threshold means the minimum value at which the BJT which will be start turning on and it goes from blocking mode to conducting mode, or off state to on state. It is the minimum amount of voltage required by the gate to emitter voltage. Whenever after this voltage the IGBT will be turned on after breaking reverse bias junctions. So now this one is the curve, that is a characteristic curve, that is known as a transfer characteristic curve, that is curve drawn between the collector current IC versus VGE, that is gate to emitter voltage corresponds to the collector current IC. The curve is initially 0, 0, 0, and a particular moment whenever the IGBT exhibits or the IGBT receive or IGBT attain the threshold voltage, at that point the collector current value which will start increasing, and finally it will be just increasing and parallel to the collector current axis. This one shows the switching characteristics of IGBT. The figure below shows the typical switching characteristics of IGBT. There are two diagrams drawn here. That is, first diagram is drawn, that is VGE versus with respect to time t. That is gate to emitter voltage with respect to time t. In that case, we are increasing the gate voltage with corresponding time, suppose T1, T2, T3. In this way, we are increasing the gate to emitter voltage for corresponding time. The voltage will be start increasing and reaches at a gate to emitter threshold voltage and finally maximum. Then you can say the IGBT will be turned on, then constant current will flow, that is collector current is maximum here. And then our aim is to turning off that IGBT, then our aim is to then fall the collector current magnitude and again reaches to the threshold value and finally goes to 0. Then second diagram, that is very important diagram, that is the curve, very important diagram, that is the major diagram or main characteristics curve of IGBT, that is the curve drawn between the collector current IC versus the time interval small t. There are two different curves drawn here. Suppose this one is the VCE curve and this one is the VCE curve. This is a curve drawn between VCE with respect to time t. And then the entire switching characteristics of IGBT now divided into two different segments. One is your on time and second one is your off time. The entire on time of the switching characteristics curve is divided into two different intervals. First one is your TDN, that is turn on delay time. Second one is your TR, that is rise time. Then secondly, similarly, the total turn of time is now divided into two different segments, that is TDF, that is turn of delay time, and then this one is your TF1 and TF2, that is the falling time 1 and falling time 2. Then come to the T on, the on process. During on process, first comes to the TDN, that is turn on delay time. At the time taken to fall the collector emitter voltage from VCE to the 0.9 VCE. That is, the turn on delay time is defined as the time taken to fall the collector emitter voltage from VCE to 0.9 VCE. Otherwise, it is also called as your the turn on delay time is also defined as the time taken to rise the collector current from ICE to 0.1 IC. This gap nothing but your IC. Initially IC current will be 0, it will start increases the collector current value. This is the time interval between which the collector current rises from IC to 0.1 IC, known as your turn on delay time. And this time also again called as, that is the time interval to fall the collector emitter voltage from VCE to 0.9 VCE. Or also you can call, that is in other way, that is the time taken to rise the collector current from ICE to 0.1 IC. And then This curve now, VC curve now start falling and IC current now start increasing. On this period, again another interval arises, that is your rise time. The time taken to fall the collector emitter voltage from 0.9 VCE to 0.1 VCE, known as your rise time of the